Welcome to Toronto, Canada, where Daf Sanchez is on pole from Prix and Nicolas Palomino. Then it's Daniel Bogdasarov, Sebastian Ocampo, and Nunez Garcia, fresh off of not finishing last time out. Then it's Guillermo Perez, Lam Fong, Jonathan Sims, and Ray Shen to round out the top 10. Matthew Hart of Scotland starts 11th from Remy LeBeau and Francis Austin. Ryan Burton is 14th from James Barnett and Vers Theo. Then it's your boy, teammate Grace Hunter, Charles Hernandez, Vita Alves, Hun Lam Phi, and Dominic Vanislow. The second round of the ChampCar World Series here on Sparkplug Motorsports takes place in Toronto. All 5 lights have gone on, and we go green for the ChampCar Grand Prix of Toronto. Great start there from Prix off the line, gets alongside his teammate, heading down, barreling down into the opening few turns, and the two hyperdrive men going side by side. Sims getting a time penalty, the Dutchman marginally in front of his teammate. They're still side by side, but Daf Sanchez from pole holds on to the race lead for mere femtoseconds. I can't even tell you who's in front. They are still going at it side by side. Meanwhile, there's a block of cars with 5-second time penalties behind them. Who's going to break later out of the hyperdrive duo who've already pulled a second out in front? They're in the wall! Both hyperdrive men! Prix, Sanchez, both in the barriers. And it was a great fight for the lead until they hit the wall. They've both got front wing damage. It's a pile-up at the hairpin. But Daniel Bogdasarov for AJ Foyt Racing leads from Nicolas Palomino and Daf Sanchez, who's being chased after by Nunez Garcia. That has ended Hyperdrive Racing's day, I'm sure. Sanchez and Prix, they're probably going to pit earlier, or maybe at the very least stick it out with the amount of damage they have. But it's 16 laps to go around here. You can't really spend too many of those laps with substantial damage. Here's Sebastian Ocampo getting past Prix a lot quicker. And you know, Daf Sanchez himself, he's the championship leader heading into this race. Not only will the championship picture dramatically change, you know, for Hyperdrive, that is just unacceptable. Your two drivers fighting for the lead, and you don't tell them, maybe calm it down, especially around a track like Toronto where we've seen incidents happen before. And a full course caution. Oh! Hun Lam Phi, Vita Alves, both out. Another incident for the Penske team. And it's taken out the rookie again. We are under the full course yellows as Bogdasarov set to 105.016. We could see sub 1 minute lap times around here. I think we might, if that full course caution was any longer, we could have seen Sanchez and Prix into the pits. But we are back under the green flags. And for Hyperdrive, this is damage limitation right now. That is what they've got to do. Lam Fong look to try and go around the outside. Can't quite get it done. And you know, these guys, they are backing up the pack. They're creating a big cluster here. There goes Fong past the blue, white, cyan, and red Hyperdrive Racing number 99. James Barnett, the rookie, trying to get past Jonathan Sims as Ray Shen is looking to the inside of Prix. Off the track for Shen. He's been given another track limits warning. He's going to hold on to 7th there. Still breaks late as you want without hitting your opponent, of course. Barnett got past Sims there, but both of them with 5-second time penalties. Daniel Bogdasarov for the fastest third sector of anyone. He's the one with clear air basically surrounding him. And what a return to the field for Nunez Garcia. Set the fastest lap, but Ocampo's just taken it. We've got yellows. That is for the other Penske. There's Theo. Front wing damage. Ocampo's gone off the track in the opening sector. But just returning to that point about the Luxembourg number 25. Nunez Garcia crashed out last time out after a big collision in the final sector, which took out effectively Remy LeBeau from contention as well. He's back, and he's currently running third. He may be 5 seconds off of the race lead, and with a good strategy, he could be on for a race win in his rookie season, and the first win for a driver from Luxembourg. Here comes Matthew Hart! Oh my goodness! Ow! Oh! Sims is in the wall! I was about to give my praise to Matthew Hart for that amazing move, but Guillermo Perez with damage. He's collided with the number 11, who's been given a 10-second time penalty. In comes Daf Sanchez, and I'm pretty sure Austin and Remy LeBeau both into the pits as well. It was good damage limitation from Sanchez, who managed to stay within the top 5, and that's what he had to do. Stay in the top 5. That was the goal. He comes out in 15th on the medium tyres. He's trying to go long on this second stint, but by going on to the mediums, he's effectively said to his team, look, we made a mistake, me and Qui. We're going to have to offset our strategy, and we're going to have to do a 2-stop, and 2 stops in the ERL, well, compared to a 1-stop, you know which one often wins. Sims is coming to the pits, but Bogdasarov staying out, and we expect Palomino to stay out as well. Out of the top 3, I think, yes, Nunes Garcia was the most likely to come in, and does pit from 3rd, and Lam Fong follows him in. Hard's going on for Lam Fong. Only one man started this race on the hard tires. We've got yellows again. That is James Barnett, and he's hit the wall. He's got front wing damage. 11 laps to go to the final lap, so that's 12 laps to go if you're not looking at... You know what, never mind. Barnett running in 5th position, and he's got Nunes Garcia behind him. And for Garcia right now, getting past that Meyer Shank man is exactly what he needs to do first off, but he needs to start punching in some blazing quick sector times right now. He needs to close up to Ocampo. He needs to get close to Ocampo. He's about to pass Matthew Hart here and effectively hold on to 3rd position, and that's one of the Sims cars into the pits. That's the race leaders both in. Bogdasarov and Palomino both in. As here comes Nunes Garcia. Nunes Garcia up into 4th position. Ocampo's coming to the pits as well. Bogdasarov's back out on track. And will Palomino on the hard tyres be in front? He will not. He drops down to 3rd. And that outlap for Garcia has helped, especially seeing as Bogdasarov and Palomino, they were in traffic with Jonathan Sims. JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, James Barnett, sorry. Barnett's into the pits. He's coming out on soft tyres, so he'll likely stop again. If you haven't come in for the hard tyres, you're probably going to have to pit again. Side by side for Lam Fong and Ryan Burton. Burton getting past. He's on some ancient medium tyres, 7 laps old. He's got track position out of it, but he's going to have to wait for some of these guys around him to make their next stop. Is that a lunge from Charles Hernandez? It is a lunge, and it will take him to P9. If it's not for Remy LeBeau getting past him. Remy himself with the time penalty, but I don't think he cares too much about that. There's Theo behind. Oh no! Garcia! 5-second time penalty for track limits. I was going to mention Theo getting past your boy as Ryan Burton is coming out of the pits on soft tyres. Remy LeBeau getting a 5-second time penalty again, and Ray Shen as well. Both of these for track limits. How hard is it for these drivers to keep it within the white lines? And again, it is quite hard to drive these things. I mean, they're really quick. Like, you can hear the engines roaring. It's really hot in the cockpit as well, so there's so many things that you've got to be managing as Sims gets a track limits penalty as well. Not been the greatest day in the office for the British driver on board with car 52. Making his way through the hairpin as Guillermo Perez getting a track limits warning. And he makes the lunge and the pass on your boy as race leader Daniel Bogdasarov. 5-second time penalty. Track limits. As a look at this, Oqui of the Netherlands getting past versus Theo. Matthew Hart trying to follow him through and just couldn't. The Forsyth number 21 trying to make his way through the order. Into the pits for your boy is Quee. 5-second time penalty, track limit. Probably a vast majority of the drivers here going to get time penalties. I mean, they're coming in thick and fast, aren't they? That was Vanislau, Barnett getting penalties that have just flown up on our screens. It's hard to keep it within the white lines. There goes Guillermo Perez. And number 3, sticking it up into 11th position. He's on the back of Quee. Does he want to make the late lunge? He will not. There's Theo not trying to lunge on Matthew Hart because he's closed up to the back of Perez. And just look at these guys. They are holding single file, being responsible as Ocampo collides with Lam Fong. That's a time penalty, 5 seconds for causing that collision. Hernandez is coming to the pits. That's a lunge and a 10-second time penalty now for Ocampo. He's on the back of Daf Sanchez, his countryman. And you know, these two quite close in their days at Andretti, on board as car 73 of Lam Thong from Vietnam, using attack mode, trying to close up to Ocampo, who got dangerously close to the wall there. Here's Guillermo Perez following Remy LeBeau. Lam Thong not trying to make a lunge on Ocampo, and considering what we've seen earlier on in this race, that is a smart decision. Lunging at that hairpin can end your race or make you a hero, and for Ryan Burton, he's open for a hero, and he is that hero to get himself up into 13th position. For the Apex GP driver, great move as in comes Sanchez and Chen. Bad from Hyperdrive there to have an unsafe release. Remy LeBeau and Theo both into the pits. Perez, another track limits warning. With 6 laps to go. Can the soft tyres do 6 laps? I think if you're pitting right now and you want it to be your last stop, you're probably going to hope that your team puts you on to the mediums. Here's Dominic Vanislau of Germany, the number 98, formerly run by Britain's Ben Allen Lee. There's James Barnett in the 20, using attack mode. Further back, I think that's Daf Sanchez making a move. There goes the 20 up into 10th position. And Sanchez already far in front of Grace Hunter. Nunes Garcia's coming to the pits and is serving his 5-second time penalty. Nicholas Palomino, whether on strategy, actually I don't think 10 laps on the hard tyres is possible. Look at Sanchez there, just driving past the opposition. And I think Barnett, yes he does, come down into the pits. Quee, another set of soft tyres. Now, pitting on this lap for softs, that seems a lot more manageable, a lot more reasonable. Barnett waiting for the time penalty to go by, and it has. Sanchez might be on for another 5-second time penalty. That would be absolutely terrible for his race. There's Theo's second track limits warning. And Hernandez, I don't think the Thai driver's going to be closing up. The 2 Forsyth drivers close together on track, 4 to go. Now Lam Thong, relatively new to the ERL. Matthew Hart, these are some of his first laps in the ERL, excluding the World 500. He's got attack mode on his teammate. Will he pit or does he want to stay out? He will not stay out. Ocampo does pit with him. Hart is going to go on to the medium compound tyres. So will Ryan Burton, who is serving a 5-second time penalty. Daniel Bogdasarov leads this race, and he is 15 seconds in front of Nicholas Palomino. That's Manthe driver behind him is Jonathan Sims, who is a lap down. Guillermo Perez with a 5-second time penalty for track limits, and will Sims unlap himself here. Quee, a 3rd track limits warning, and you know, I think Bogdasarov's pitting. In comes Daniel Bogdasarov. He's built up an amazing lead already in this race. He can go on to whatever tyres he wants. Softs, Sure, go for it. He is serving a 5-second time penalty though. And that'll put Nicholas Palomino, the Season 4 IndyCar champion, into the lead. Remember, this is still his second season in the ERL. But to be leading already is, great. 7 seconds is the margin between Palomino and Bogdasarov. So if Nicholas wants to come into the pits, he will drop to about where Shen Perez is. But if he wants to stay out, he's going to have to do some amazing tyre and pace management. Perez with a track limits warning. There's Theo with a third and final warning for track limits. Is Sanchez going for the move? You bet he is, with the tandem up in to 4th position. With that time penalty though, he will drop to about where Ray Shen Guillermo Perez is though. It's still points for the championship leader, but it's not good points. It's not the points that he wants. And Matthew Hart with a track limits warning, looking back with the number 21. He's not going for any lunges as anyone in that group. Palomino is in for a second stop. Softs going on. Ines Garcia is up into second. Lam Fong comes into the pits. Soft tires going on for the man for driving for Team Forsyth in that white and blue car. Daf Sanchez, a second track limits warning. He's already been given a time penalty for track limits. In comes Dominic Vanislau. Palomino's just come out in 7th. Quee, 5-second time penalty, track limits. A lot of people love the ERL for the antics that happen in it. And while I don't blame them, as we watch Shen absolutely drive by these guys and take 4th position, while I don't blame these guys for loving the ERL for the wrecks, they don't happen all the time. Sims is coming to the pits for his 3rd stop, and he might be put a lap down by Donald Bogdasarov. He's just set a 59.5 and will start his penultimate lap of this race. Guillermo Perez, can he try and hold on to 6th position, maybe even go up into 4th on the road? Makes the lunge and will be alongside Hernandez. Defends the position well, gets alongside Ray Shen. Remember, this man is a rookie. I think Spanish rookies are just something else in the ERL. He's going alongside and is full Shen off the track. Hernandez has been given a time penalty as well. That helps Daf Sanchez remain on the podium, as it were. Palomino's lost a bit of time. That Sims Motorsport car with these guys, that is Nicholas Palomino, sorry. But the gap is still just massive. Here is Nicholas in the 93, taking 4th position from Guillermo Perez, his own countryman. And are there any more moves to make for these guys? What is left in the tank for them? Is there anything that they haven't tried yet? We are on to the final lap here in Toronto. Daniel Bogdasarov leads, as he has done for a vast majority of this race, ever since the 2 hyperdrive men collided at the hairpin. It has been all 97. He leads by 14 seconds, 15 seconds over Nunez Garcia of Apex GP. He's on for a fantastic finish, is the rookie from Luxembourg. Palomino closing up to the back of Daf Sanchez. He might be able to get past him on track. He's set for the podium. And for Daniel Bogdasarov, he's been set for victory. We're still watching Nicholas. He could be on to try and take 3rd on the road, not just as 3 penalties. As an AJ Foytman gets a time penalty, Bogdasarov takes victory in Toronto. And for Nicholas Palomino, it's going to come right down to the line. Nunez Garcia coming to the line already. And there's the move for 3rd position. Nicholas Palomino rebounds and will be 3rd here in Toronto. Shen looked as if he could have tried to get the move done. As Lam Fong, look at that. There's 73. 9th on the road. He's got to gain a lot into the wall for Sebastian Ocampo. He's been given a 5-second time penalty for that. That's unfair in my opinion. That's quite unfair. And for McLaren, the team that entered this race third in the standings, no points. Here is your podium after today's Toronto Grand Prix. Daniel Bogdasarov taking victory from Nubert Nunez Garcia and Nicholas Palomino. That's the second race in a row where we've had a rookie finish in second. One of these guys is going to win a race this season. I can just feel it. As for the rest of your finishes, Daf Sanchez is fourth from Guillermo Perez and Ray Shen. Then it's Lam Fong, Charles Hernandez, Matthew Hart, and Francis Austin, the top 10. Outside of it, Vespio was 11th from Orikui and Ryan Burton. Then it's James Barnett, Remy LeBeau, his teammate was 15th. Sebastian Campo, your boy Race Hunter, Dominic Vanisma, and Jonathan Sims, who was a lap down. Your non-finishers were Hun Lam Phi and Vita Alves. So in the driver standings, should be quite close at the top, and it is. Daf Sanchez leads 6 points up on Daniel Bogdasarov, who's in front of Guillermo Perez and Charles Hernandez. Nunez Garcia is 1 point down on Hernandez. Then it's Nicholas Palomino, your boy, tied with Ray Shen. Then it's James Barnett, Grace Hunter, Lam Fong, Hun Lam Phi tied with Matthew Hunt, Francis Austin, and he's tied with Dominic Vanislau. Your non-scorers after 2 rounds in the ERL ChampCar World Series are Sebastian Ocampo, Vita Alves, Verstios, Jonathan Sims, Remy LeBeau, Ryan Burton, and Ari Kui. So in the constructors' standings, I'm gonna predict it's still Hyperdrive on top. And it is still Hyperdrive on top, and they are 5 points up on AJ Foyt Racing. Then Chip Ganassi Racing 2 points down on them. Aaron McLaren SP drop to 4th, and they are 10 points down on Chip Ganassi. But only 1 point back is Mission Winnow Power Motorsport, and they're only 1 point in front of Apex GP. Nanthe Racing, with the 15 points they've gotten from this time out, they are now 7th in front of Andretti Green Racing and Maya Shank. Team Forsyth are 10th on 8 points, with Penske yet to score. We will see you guys next time then when the ERL returns.